Be yourself. That's it. Be you. Be you. There's no gimmick. You don't have to contrive anything. Who are you? Where are you today? What is your story? Where does that come from?
The most important thing is you must put everybody on notice that you're here and you're for real. I'm not a player that's just gonna come and go. I'm not a player that's gonna make an all-star team one time, two times. I'm here to be an all-time great.
No, it's funny. Like, to me, the mentality is a really simple one in the sense that the confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing. Right? And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before. So what's one more time?
Michael's a great basketball player, but I'm Kobe Bryant. The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is to understand that these things are possible. You know, like, you don't want to ever limit your imagination or limit what's possible because people may think you're crazy, right? But if us as athletes don't think that it's possible to do these things, how in the world can we inspire people?
Have you ever questioned your ability?
No, not from a physical standpoint. From a physical standpoint, I felt like I could always do what I wanted to do. Mentally, I've questioned it in terms of how am I going to get these guys on the same page? How am I going to lead these guys and make sure we get to that next level? That's always been the thing that I've questioned with myself is can I motivate these guys and carry them to winning the championship.
When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves.
I remember what Babe Ruth said. He swings big and he misses big. Same thing with me. I have no fear whatsoever.
Man, because I think the greatest fear that we face is ourselves, actually. You know, I think it's not anything that's external or anything that's superficial. I think the greatest fear you face is yourself, because we all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have, and it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself, right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
If there's an element of doubt as far as my game goes and being old age or something like that, I don't think that holds any value. You know, the fact that I was playing my best basketball before I got hurt. The injury is the thing, right? So we just have to see who's right.
You're going to show up to play, and you're going to lollygag through this scrimmage, through this drill. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice. You know, and
I had to separate myself. Because going through that time, it felt like there's so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things. So I created the Black Mamba. So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on the court and does what he does. Fuck everyone. I'm destroying everybody that step on the court.
An 18-time All-Star, two-time NBA Finals MVP, two-time Olympic gold medalist, and a five-time NBA champion, Kobe had a multitude of iconic moments here at Madison Square Garden, including setting a then Madison Square Garden record of 61 points in 2009. And tonight, we remember the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant and join the Los Angeles Lakers, the Buss family, and the entire basketball world in mourning his passing. Please join us in a moment of silence in honor of number 24, Kobe Bryant. Thank you.
Knicks family was popping, man. Last night, I was at the Garden. Some of you were at the Garden, and I'm sure many of you watched it on television. And the atmosphere was somber. It was very tough to enjoy a basketball game at that moment. It is the purpose that I did not stream at that moment, because I just didn't have the energy. I didn't have the feeling, and I didn't really want to talk about basketball as much. I wanted to take the time and enjoy it with the people that was there with me. I wanted to enjoy it with my daughter. I wanted to enjoy it with the friends that I had there with me. Because if we didn't learn anything from yesterday's events, we should have at least learned that we got to cherish the times with our loved ones, our friends, our family, our loved ones. We got to cherish that time. We got to cherish those moments. I don't know if you all were on Knicks Weekly earlier today, but I spoke about how this situation is very close to my life. Saturday, before I went to New York, as many of you know, I live in Washington, D.C. I drove my daughter and her teammate to a basketball game, a game in which I coach. For years, I drove my son and his teammates to basketball tournaments, games in which I coached. On Saturday, after the game, my daughter and I drove to New York. Took a 5-hour trip to drive to New York. We went to upstate New York. We visited family. And then after we visited family, Sunday afternoon, we started driving to Madison Square Garden so that we can go see the Knicks and the Nets. And during that drive, my aunt and my wife both texted me and said, Kobe Bryant passed away. And as things began to trickle out about Kobe Bryant and all of the details regarding Kobe Bryant, I learned that his daughter was in the helicopter with him, his daughter Gianna. And they were flying to a basketball camp. And it was just so eerily similar to me and what I do daily. And I couldn't imagine what it would be like for my wife, my son, my family members, my friends, if that was my daughter and me. So it really did strike home, struck home for me, struck home for my daughter, because these are things that we do every day. My wife sent me a picture of Kobe and Gianna at a basketball game. And it's the same type of pictures that you could see of me and my daughter at basketball games, talking about the game, learning about the game, enjoying the game with one another. So it was definitely tough because, I could, and like many of you there, you see probably yourself in this situation and your family in this situation. So it was particularly tough, because it just really related to me and my life, So I wanted to take this time for Knicks fans, because I know that Knicks fans are fans of Kobe Bryant. I'm positive that Knicks fans are fans of Kobe Bryant. I wanted to take this time for you to be able to just talk about Kobe. Remember Kobe. Tell me about your favorite moments with Kobe Bryant, watching on television, or moments that you might have shared with family, right? I want you to share those moments with me. I want you to join me in the Whereby. Okay, if you're available, whereby.com/NBK. Join me in the Whereby. Call me, 516-405-2246. This entire episode is going to be dedicated to fans, Knicks fans, just paying tribute to Kobe. Whether it's in the chat, it's on the telephone, it's in the Whereby, and to give you your chance to share your memories. This way we can move past this together, because it's such a big shock to obviously the sports world, but it's been a big shock to the nation as well, right? It has not been easy. Hasn't been easy because so many people can see themselves and what they do with their family and friends in the entire situation. So I'm going to open up the lines right away. And I want you to call in. I want you to talk to me about, how you felt. You can tell me where you were. You can tell me anything that you want about Kobe Bryant and the way that this entire situation impacted you and how you felt. Give me your greatest memories, man. Let's celebrate a little bit about Kobe Bryant. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to remember Kobe dropping 61 points at the Garden. Right? Obviously, that's a big moment. And Kobe loved to be at Madison Square Garden, like so many basketball players, NBA players. They want to be at the Garden. So many players express their feelings towards Kobe. We'll get to some of those as we go on, and we'll hear from some players, but I want to hear from you guys first, and then we'll start getting into what some of the players said and tweets and things like that, man. Let me get to the first phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks, man. What's poppin'?
Sam, what's good, bro?
What's good with you, man? How you feeling?
Shit, man, it's a tough day. But I just want to start off by saying I appreciate you for this platform and all that. You do a great job of hosting it every single day. Like, you really be here, like, wins, losses, so I really appreciate that, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate hearing that. That's what it's for, man. Everybody needs an outlet every once in a while, and believe it, you'll get some people who say, well, sports isn't a reason to have this, but I disagree with them. I disagree.
It's a good platform to, express yourself and, bond with the community. So
that's it. And sports helps people heal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and shout out to the whole chat. All of y'all are solid. There's a whole lot of people that come on a regular, and I appreciate all y'all for talking. I really know hoops, so I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
But people that know hoops, let's get to Kobe. People that know hoops know the Mamba. A dude was serious. He was a problem. Every single time he got on the court, he had something to prove, and that Mamba mentality is going to last forever.
Yeah, definitely, man. And a lot of people could take that whole, if you go on YouTube, you can search up a lot of stuff, that just talks about the Mamba mentality and some of the motivational, he said a lot of things that are motivational, and people can really grasp onto that and take it and say, man, I can apply this to my life, right? I've seen people make tweets, write some tweets and other posts, about how they were doing this or that, and they thought about Kobe Bryant. Obviously, in this time, people are thinking about Kobe Bryant. They thought about Kobe and things that he would say, or how would Kobe push you, to continue to, try to get better and be better. You know what I mean?
A fact. Other than my parents, they motivation, those are my first heroes. But, other than my parents, Kobe's probably my real action hero like hero type of dude, you know what I mean? Like he got me through college. Now I'm gonna get my CPA. Like he got me through a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like just seeing his motivation and being able to like just lock in and just like tunnel vision. That's Mamba right there. And people don't like, you can't really judge Kobe off that. People like, that's what LeBron fans really get me mad at, because all they do is bring up stats. So it's really about like, I mean, you have to be there. You have to really watch. It's a lot of detail when it comes to this, man. So, I mean,
yeah, man.
I'm just happy that we got to experience this dude, and hopefully we have another talent like this in our lifetime. Because a lot of these dudes, they're talented, but they didn't bring the same charisma, you know, the same like mentality, the same effort to skill work, you know, as my boy did. So
yeah,
a whole
no
different
doubt,
era,
man.
but I mean, hopefully we can see another one of these dudes in our lifetime.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate you calling. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that want to call in and say their
Just
piece.
shout out my name, because I'm going to call back one of these days. My name is Lenny. Shout out to Long Island. We outside, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to, you know what I mean? I know y'all don't want to hear this, but shout out to, I'm going to whisper that right quick. But yeah, man, let's get it. New York.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.
Love.
Be safe out there. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, give me a call, man. I want to hear what you're thinking about. I want to hear, your favorite Kobe moments and, just how you feel about the situation. So that way we can move past it. That's what this whole thing is for. You know what I mean? We do this, we can move past it. And it makes it a little bit easier on everybody. You know what I mean? In the meantime, while we're waiting for some people to call in and talk, let's hear what Dwayne Wade had to say about the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dwayne Wade.
Today is one of the saddest days in my lifetime. It seems like a bad dream that you just want to wake up from. It's a nightmare. I know we all feel the same way about such a great leader, great champion, great person. If you got a chance to know Kobe, you got a chance to really know Kobe. Nobody better, man. Emotions are all over the place. These are the moments when you ask why.
Dwayne Wade, ladies and gentlemen, expressing his thoughts on the situation. That was yesterday. And, most people felt the exact same way, just saddened, deeply saddened. Let's get to another phone call. Hear what some people got to say. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping, man?
How you doing, son?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
So I don't know how I feel, man. It's mixed emotions.
Yeah. I know, man. Let me ask you this: how did you feel about? There were a lot of people that were talking about, how the NBA, shouldn't have went on with games. I actually felt like, for me, and I don't think there's any wrong answer in this situation, but I actually felt like, for me, it was a way to help, celebrate with the entire sports world, like everybody was kind of, celebrating his life together. After the game, we had a lot of people talk about Kobe and stuff like that. There's no wrong answer, though. You know what I mean? Some people might feel, especially with the way that the players were feeling yesterday, that it wasn't right. Some people probably, it probably helped some people get through it a little bit,
Well, from a business standpoint, I don't think they were able to cancel the games because it was such a last-minute thing that it was just difficult to, rearrange the logistics. And then, remember, arenas, they have booking dates. So it's like you got to rearrange. I just think they weren't able to to get that done in such a short notice. So that's why the cancellations never happened. But from a personal standpoint, I don't know how to feel because watching the games yesterday, it was kind of hard to watch and to like really get into watching any games. Even today, like there's games going on today, and I still don't, I still can't really get into the games as I would like or
Yeah.
normally would.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. It's hard to get into it, right? Because I mean, this is what Kobe was known for. Kobe was known for basketball. It's what he was known for. It's what he did, and how can you get into it that way? You know what I'm saying? It's very hard. Tomorrow night, I really do hope that tomorrow night will be the step that can help everybody to really get past it, right? Because tomorrow night the Clippers and the Lakers, they play at the Staples Center.
That's canceled.
It got canceled. I didn't know that. I hadn't really paid attention. It got canceled.
Okay. They got canceled. They're gonna reschedule it. They're gonna give them time to grieve.
Yeah. Okay.
But from a personal standpoint, what I wanted to say, I have a lot to speak about. I don't know where to begin. Like the mama mentality thing, I never understood. Like I never really understood it. I thought it was just a basketball type of thing, but that's something that's further than basketball. It has so many layers to the definition of it. I saw a quote today where he spoke about how the only fear you have is fear of yourself, and that fear could translate to just saying, following your dreams, right? The fear of you following your dreams because you're scared that you're not going to be able to do it, that you're not going to be able to accomplish your dreams. So you're scared of having that heartbreak, the devastation. And that's where the mama mentality comes in. And the mama mentality is like, yo, F that. I'm going to go get my dreams. I'm going to follow these footsteps, and I'm going to go strive for the best that I can. Whatever goal I set up for myself, that's what I'm going to go get. Whatever dream I have of achieving, that's what I want to go get. That's what the mama mentality was about. And I didn't understand that at first, but when I heard the quotes and everything that's coming after his death, now I'm like, damn, like it extends further than basketball. For every, it's something that you could put into any aspect of your life. Yeah. And I appreciate him for that. And also, I think the death resonated with us all because Kobe Bryant is something in psychology. It's called the sandwich generation. The sandwich generation is a person like that they're middle aged, that they take care of their family, that they take care of their parents, but they also got kids to take care of, and they're in between both generations. I feel like Kobe was a sandwich generation athlete because there was people that were older than him that seen him grow into being an adult. When you think about it, you got 50-year-olds that basically kind of grew up with Kobe, and you got 20-year-olds that grew up watching Kobe. So that's why I feel like his death resonated with so many people of such a wide age group because he was in that sandwich generation. People older than him seen him grow up and become the man that he was, and people under him also seen him grow up from basketball to life after basketball. It was just his life in general, man. It was even though I wasn't the biggest Kobe, I mean, I felt in and out of love with Kobe at times throughout his life. But that second part of his life with his daughter, that hit me so hard, man. Because he truly loved his daughter.
Right.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. It definitely hurts, man. Let me ask you. So, all right, just thinking about, are you going to buy the book? If you have not, are you going to buy the book, The Mamba Mentality?
I think I'm going to have to get it now because I didn't get it before. I didn't have plans on getting it before. But that's something that I think I want to look into now. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I know I'm definitely going to look into it and because it is.
And it's to be honest, I went through a major life change, right? And it gave me depression, and I'm still going through this depression. When all this occurred, and then I took a deep dive into like what that Mamba mentality actually meant. It's kind of motivational. It's meant to be motivational. And now that you bring up the book, I feel like that's something that it might help me in my situation. It might help others in their situation. It might give them some clarity. And it's deeper than basketball with Kobe at this point.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think clearly it's a painful situation, but in the long run, it might help some people, to get through some things, help some people to discover or accomplish or succeed whatever it is they want to succeed in. A person's success is there's no limit, and there's no boundaries to success. Success is whatever is success to you is what success is. Everybody looks at, a successful career or something like that, or having a certain amount of money, or having these different type of materialistic things to say what success is. And that's not what it is. The whole Mamba mentality thing is about being goal oriented and accomplishing your goals. So whatever goals you set for yourself, maybe that book, maybe some of his words can help you to accomplish those goals, and be success, whatever success means to you, get that success.
And lastly, I was watching ESPN and they were talking about how Kobe was the type of person who asked you, like, what are your goals? What are your accomplishments? I mean, what are your goals? What are things like, what are your dreams, your goals? How are you? And then they will tell the person will tell Kobe, right? And then Kobe will proceed by asking you, okay, so what are you doing to accomplish that goal? And then, depending on the answer that you gave Kobe will then say, judge you by the character, if you're a person of your word.
Right. He know if you're serious about what you're saying you want to accomplish.
Exactly.
Right.
And that resonated with me as well. And I think we should all start looking at people that way as well. Like, that, I just think that's an enlightened way to look at people, how to judge people by their character and by what they say.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Hey, man, thank you for the call. I know I want to get some other people want to get in here and get some calls in, man. Problem. So I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
All right, thank you.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out the book Mamba Mentality. All right, you can go on Amazon. You can go on wherever, whatever local bookstore that, you currently attend. And you can go get the book, The Mamba Mentality, and you can learn and understand what this whole thing is about. That's, let's not let his passing go in vain. Right? Let's not let his passing go in vain, and go ahead and take the time to learn about Kobe Bryant and the whole Mamba mentality thing. I know I am. I'm definitely going to. Right. And you can go on YouTube and you can you can just learn a little bit about the Mamba mentality and things like that. All right, give me a call, ladies and gentlemen, 516-405-2246. I want to hear your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I want to see us get over this together. All right, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you're feeling. Again, 516-405-2246. If you want to join the coming through video, you can do whereby.com/NBK. Right, and you can come join us through video. All right, you can come join us through video. What I want to do, I also want to, give, obviously Kobe Bryant is he's the name. You know what I'm saying? He's the name, and he is the he's the reason why we're all here. But there were obviously 8 other people in the helicopter with him. So I want to make sure that we give love to those people as well, because those families are going through just as much as the Bryant family is going through, and we don't want to leave them out. We don't want them to be overshadowed either. Right? I don't know how. I'm sure their names are already out there in the media and all that kind of stuff, but who knows how private they want to be or not to be. So I'll let you look that up for yourself. But, my heart and prayers go out to those people as well. And those families as well, because they are in just as much pain as the Bryant family.
What's up, Sam?
Obviously, what's up, Nate? I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Obviously, the nation is in pain over Kobe Bryant, but that family, we should be in pain over all of them. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks, man. What's poppin'?
Poppin', Sam is worldwide. Last calling from Long Island.
Yes, sir. What's poppin' with you, brother? I'm all right. A little down and out, of course. Little down and out, like everybody. Go ahead, say that again.
I said thank God for that,
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank God for that. I'm down and out, not down and out. I'm a little down, just like everybody else, but I'm going to get through it. That's why we're here, so we can all get through it, man. So tell me, man, what's your favorite Kobe memory, man?
There's a lot of wild Kobe memories I had, because I was a big fan of Kobe since day one. A lot of people was haters of Kobe, and I was a dude since day one defending Kobe. You know what I mean? Arguing against cats. I knew he wasn't better than Jordan, but I used to say it. Just to kind of get under people's nerves and stuff. Kobe was my guy from day one, and like the last caller said, like on such more levels beyond basketball. You know what I mean? He inspired me to work through and get my degree. You know what I mean? Like when I had to study and hit the books, it was like always a Mamba mentality is what I told myself. Failure was never an option. But if I had to pinpoint my favorite Kobe moment, it probably was when I saw him after he won. I think it was his first or his second championship, and you seen him in the locker room, and he had the jacket on. You know what I mean? He was sitting there and he had the trophy. And if you've seen the look on his face, like, it was a look like he wasn't satisfied. You know what I mean? Like, there he is, champagne flowing, you know what I mean? It was actually after the aftermath for all the champagne flowing. He had the jacket on and he's staring at the trophy. And his look on his face was like he wasn't happy. He wasn't satisfied. You know what I mean? It was just like crazy. Like, he wanted more. You know what I mean? So that was probably my favorite Kobe, like, moment, like something that resonated with me. You know what I mean? Like, beyond all of the crazy performances he had on the basketball court, which were, something to watch, man. Like, you know, Kobe was that dude for me, man. He was. Now I get to watch his entire career from when he was in, you know, a senior in high school, All-American game, seen his high school dunk contest, came into the league, came in. I think that was a preseason game when he came in, fourth quarter, garbage time, did that crossover and that dunk. From there, you know, that was it. Like, he was on the map, you know. He had, you know, misleadings in Utah early on in his career when he shot those air balls, but you know, you know what's crazy about Kobe, man? His confidence was just unmatched. Like, even when he was young, he came into the game and he knew that, like, I was going to be the greatest. And he said that, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these dudes, they shy away. You know, you don't hear Zion saying that. And I don't blame them for not saying that. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to be crazy to say, like, I want to be one of the greatest. I'm going to be better than Mike. You know what I mean? But Kobe was, you know. And it was so wild when I heard McGrady say that Kobe said that he wanted to die young because he wanted to be immortalized. And I'm like, you know, that's just a wild thing to say, you know, but it's unfortunate that he died a little too young because we all wanted to see what the next chapter of Kobe's life was going to be like. You know, we all wanted to watch the next act because we all knew it was going to be success no matter what he did. Like, you know, and seeing him evolve to, you know, from a young dude talking slang, you know, trying to make rap videos, to, you know, having kids, you know, playing ball, like evolving as a man, as a teammate, and then retiring and being a father, coming with his daughter to the games, playing ball with her was amazing. You know, it was just crazy. You just wanted to see how it was going to develop, and, you know, it got cut short. So it's just devastating, but, you know, I pray for his wife and his family. You know, I lost a sister. She was 24. Losing a family member is just a devastating thing. It's like, it's not something that's just, there's no explaining how it feels. So I just can't even imagine what his wife and his kids are going through right now. But
can't imagine.
You know, I thank you for, you know, having this, you know, session, you know, we all could drink and speak our minds and talk about how Kobe impacted us in our individual ways and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I mean, I just want to thank you for that, man.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you calling up, and hopefully this will help some people get through it, and you know, like people have been saying, realizing some things in their life as well. So, yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Later. Peace. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do, I do want to take a moment, and this was uploaded by Inquirer, and talking about the Mamba mentality, and it's Kobe Bryant talking about the Mamba mentality. You know, so I want to take a minute and just listen to, and I'm going to show the video so you can see it, you know, listen to the Mamba mentality. I mean, and what it actually is and what it means, and let him explain it for himself. All right. So give me a second as I get it on over here. And what I will do is, you know, before we get to that, I'm going to talk about my favorite Kobe moment, because my favorite Kobe moment really isn't on the basketball court. My favorite Kobe moment has to do with family. Because I have a cousin who's, you know, she's just a crazy fan of Kobe. And, you know, that was one of the things that we did. You know, you always have, you know, family members or whatever. You have something that, you know, is like your thing. You know what I mean? And that was one of we had a lot of things. We were really close. But one of our things was arguing about Kobe Bryant. Right? And, you know, every time Kobe was playing the Knicks, you know, I'd argue. And I knew I was wrong, but just for the sake of arguing, because it was fun, you know, I'd say whoever it was going to shut Kobe down. And I knew it wasn't going to happen, but, you know, I was just having fun, man. And that really is my favorite memory of Kobe. Obviously, you know, the 61 at the Garden, and, you know, the time when, you know, he was told that he was shooting too much and he needed to share the ball, so he didn't shoot the ball at all. I mean, you know, that's the type of mentality he had, man. But let's take a listen to Mamba mentality. ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this was uploaded by Inquirer. It's Kobe Bryant.
Number 24, Kobe Bryant.
What's happening? Thank you. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing? Doing good? Hello?
What was going through your mind when they said, I'm gonna go back to Manila, I'm gonna do it again?
I was excited. I mean, it's always fun to come here. There's so much energy that surrounds the game. There's so much passion that surrounds the game. I enjoy it every time I come out here.
For the Black Mamba himself, what does Mamba mentality mean?
Well, I mean, to sum up what Mamba mentality means, it means to be on a constant quest to try to be the best version of yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what the mentality is, right? It's not a finite thing. Right? It's a constant quest to try to be better today than you were yesterday and be better tomorrow than you were the day before.
And when you hear someone like, Kyrie Irving saying that he needed to channel that Mamba mentality in the finals, I mean, how do you feel?
Well, I feel great about it because that means everything that I've done throughout my career. It doesn't just stay in the history books. It doesn't just sit on a mantle in the form of trophies and gold medals. It means that legacy has been passed on to the next generation, right? And then hopefully they can do the same. So the fact that he was thinking about that in Game 7 means that I've done something more than simply winning.
How has the game changed for you now? Now that you hung up the jersey, how has that changed on the inside for Mr. Kobe Bryant?
No, it really hasn't.
Really?
No, it hasn't changed. The game for me has always been a vehicle through which I express myself and find out more about myself, right? Through various challenges and obstacles or whatever. And so I'm very comfortable with letting the game go and continuing to grow through other things. So I feel completely fine.
Speaking of which, I mean, you're leaving it in very capable hands. I mean, with the likes of, Kyrie Irving, who used the Mamba mentality, LeBron and KD. Do you feel that, they will be able to carry that torch, like you said, without a hitch?
Yeah, no question about it. I think the league's in great hands. I think, and the league it'll continue to evolve, it'll continue to grow, and I think it's our responsibility to continue to teach the next generation to come, so that the game is better when you leave than it was when you arrived.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Mr. Kobe Bryant. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now, of course, thank you so much for spending some time with us here and chatting with us, Kobe.
And, definitely as I fade that out, you hear what that Mamba mentality is, right? And how that Mamba mentality can impact you and those around you. It's not just, you heard what Kobe said, it's not just a finite thing. It can apply to anything, and it should apply to anything and how you approach your life. But let me get back to some other people, man. I really want to get into, we've been talking a lot about, some deep stuff, and let's get into some fun stuff, with some of the guys that we got here right now. Nate is in the chat. I'm about to come to you, Nate. All right. Hopefully everything is good with you. Nate.
What's up, man?
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of just like reflecting now, on everything that's happened. I think today was probably going to be the hardest for most people out there that were big fans of Kobe because, yet when it happened yesterday, everybody was it was a Sunday. People were out with their family. I mean, people found out in crazy ways. So they weren't able to process everything. They were kind of just like on heightened emotions yesterday. But today, I mean, everything was about Kobe. And I think everybody kind of got the feel and the vibe of, the aftermath, and now it's kind of like the reflection period of like what you're doing right now. Like, what were his best moments? What are the things that you take away from Kobe that you can use in your life and going forward?
Yeah, definitely, man. So, what's some of the greatest things things you remember about Kobe, man? That you really
my greatest
enjoyed?
moment actually was probably one of his worst moments. My greatest moment was when he shot those free throws after tearing his Achilles, and I'll tell you why. Because in today's world with load management and players not wanting to play and all this stuff, I can promise you, Kobe would never have done that. He gave everything, his heart, body, and soul, to the game of basketball. I think Kobe would tell you if there was a way he could play with a torn Achilles, he'd go out there and play. There was never a situation where he was going to stop playing because of an injury. I think they said the only two injuries that ever had to hold him back were the Achilles and when he broke his foot, I think, were those are the two injuries that he had no choice. He had to sit out. But other than that, the guy played with so many injuries. I mean, people don't realize how bad his body was, when he got into the last, 4 or 5 years of his career. But the guy was still shooting over, still shooting 20 points a game. It's astonishing. In his last game, he shot 61 points. I mean, who the hell would ever do that in the last game at his age? But that just speaks to him and the Mamba mentality that he was going to go out in a blade of glory. He wasn't going to go out, in an injury where he was going to derail his career forever. Now, I feel like the Achilles did derail his career longer. He probably would have wanted to play longer, but the Achilles definitely was the start of like, hey, it might be time to start to hang it up. But he still played 3 full years.
Yeah.
So that to me showed me a lot of toughness. It showed me heart. I mean, I've never had an Achilles injury, but I sure as know they hurt like hell. And for him to get up and take 2 free throws and then walk off the court with nobody really helping him, carrying him off the court or nothing, he walked himself. That said a lot to me, man. That defined Kobe right there for me.
Okay. All right. Speaking of that his last game where he's dropped 60 points, Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico, he is an analyst for NBC, a sports analyst for NBC. He told this really good story, and it involves. I'll let you hear the story, right? But it's a fun story about that 60 point night that involves Gordon Hayward. So let's take a listen to it. I'm just ask you to mute yourself, Nate. All right, okay. So that everybody could hear clear. All right, this is Mike Tirico on Kobe Bryant and his final game in the NBA. And kind of talks about the brotherhood of the NBA. Let's check it out.
So Kobe hits a jumper from the right elbow off a screen to put the Lakers up. Ken Dennis was our director that night. He and Ed Fibashoff were a producer and director that Hubie and I worked with. They were awesome that night. Great. Like the camera cuts are just next level great. Okay. So then Kobe gets fouled. He comes to the line. He's eventually going to go out a couple of possessions later. He hits the first one for 59. He's at the line the second time. And you've got to watch on the free throw line, closest to Kobe, back to the camera, is Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward steps into the lane as Kobe's about to shoot that last free throw for 60, in case he missed it, to give him another shot for 60. That, to me, was the most unique example I could give to people of the fraternity of the NBA and the reverence for greatness in the NBA is at a different level than any of the other sports that we watch or cover. It was like Gordon Hayward, his team losing in this game. They blew a lead, blah, 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 blah. He had the complete wherewithal at 59 to just put a foot in the lane and look over at the ref just in case Kobe missed it, to make sure he got another shot at 60. That is just one of those things that nobody ever remembers, that very few people see. But every time I see Gordon Hayward, I think of that. I'm like, you know what, dude? You get it. You get it. You get it at a level that other people don't, and I'm a fan of yours for life for that.
And yeah, and that's from The Ringer. That was Mike Tirico, but that's also from The Ringer. But that's just a story to show you, hey, when you look across the league and why so many players were in tears, in shambles, and why the game tomorrow has been canceled, why so many people thought that the games should have been canceled, because his peers were, it's like losing a brother, like so many people have already said that have called up, and it was, it just shows the brotherhood that's in the NBA, and hopefully the type of brotherhood that we can develop here at NBK. That's the goal. That's the plan. So that we have each other, especially through times like these. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that story, Nate?
It doesn't surprise me. One thing about Kobe is he was very considered a very polarizing player. I mean, he had a heart of gold, but he had the ultimate fire and competitiveness inside him. And, Kobe was not there on the court to make friends. And that's one thing that, we talk about the brotherhood and all that. I think that's one thing that the NBA lacks nowadays, is that some people would argue it's too much of a brotherhood, and you don't see those, rivalries. Hi there, I'm Jeff. Jordan and the Bird rivalries back in the day, or the Johnsons, where they didn't team up with their other players to make a super team. No, they went to battle with their team versus the other team. And Kobe was an old school type of player like that. Kobe was out to beat you. And if you didn't like it, tough cookies. Try to beat him. But 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to lose to him. Yeah. Kobe's an assassin, man. I mean, I was saying this earlier, like, the definition of the word swag, Kobe Bryant should be by it, because he had the ultimate swag of any player. He didn't care how good that player was. He knew he was better. And he studied. That's another thing, too. It's not just he said he was better. He studied the game. They were talking about earlier about when they were playing in the Olympics, and Kobe Bryant was playing with like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and he was still playing in the NBA. And he said, listen, I'm here to play with my brothers to win a gold medal, but I'm also taking mental notes of what they're doing so I can beat them on the court.
Yeah, right.
I love,
of
I
course.
love that, man.
Yeah, that's Kobe for you, man. That's what Kobe does.
That's Kobe. He never stopped learning. He never stopped.
Right.
That's
right, man. That's Kobe. Let me get you a phone call here. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin', man?
Just sad like everybody else, man.
Yeah, man. I feel you. I feel you. Tell me your favorite Kobe Bryant moment, man. Let me get you to speak up. Speak up into the mic. You're a little bit muffled. If you can get.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're
I'm
muffled.
A Knicks fan, so I always spent most of my time, like the same with MJ. I always spent most of my time loathing the man. I respected him. He's the greatest player of my generation. I mean, but I can't say. I never watched enough games with him, and I'm not one of those guys who just watch Lakers games. But the thing I'm going to miss most about Kobe is just where he was going to take the future of the NBA. Just with his Mamba, with his the Mamba Academy, where he had those guys out last year. We had Julius Randle and Trae Young and a whole bunch of dudes out there showing him how to do it. The way he had Jason Tatum go out there, and now look at Jason Tatum. He's out there. He was one of those guys who I was like, man, if RJ goes out there and works with Kobe, goodness gracious, he's gonna be like that. That was future show. It was one of those things to bring up in the off season. Like, man, that's the guy who needs to go out there and work out with Kobe. Is RJ. But I think that's going to be the biggest, the biggest thing the league is going to miss is just the way he didn't shy away from the players when he retired. He wanted to go out there and teach them. he wanted to make the game better.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's,
well,
that's
you know, Kobe is a purist, man. I mean, why do you think he's coaching? You know, well, he was coaching his daughter. You know, after he retired, he's a purist. You know, just a purist, perfectionist, and you know, he wanted to try to impart that kind of will, and teach what he had naturally to everyone. And you know, everyone's not going to have that. But as much as you can try to impart that knowledge, you know, it helps, man. It helps move things forward, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to go out and get his book?
Yeah, I'm going to buy it just, you know, nostalgia to have it there. You know, I've definitely sat down and explained, you know, I got, you know, my daughter's the same age as his. So, you know, you look at your daughter, you know, I definitely dropped a tear, you know, especially with all the videos and the stuff of his daughter, you know, cheering him on, and they got, you know, her in her jersey, and she's pulling her jersey out the way he used to and all that. You know, I
Right.
definitely looked at my daughter the same, like looked at her a different way, you know, as after I saw the thing. And, you know, I made sure I sat down with my sons who are 5 and 7, and, you know, we watched, a bunch of Kobe clips, and I let them know, hey, this was the guy. You know, like, you're going to hear about LeBron and all that, but this is the guy. This is the guy. You know, I made sure they saw it with their own eyes, so, you know, they'll remember it. Yeah, I'll buy the book. I definitely went and purchased the his Muse, on iTunes. I definitely, support the man, support his family, help his, definitely, our condolences to all the other people that were lost in that. But I just say it's a sad day in the NBA. I wish there was a way you could, go out and, cancel a week or something, but it's not like that. It's not a worldwide, sadness. But no, I don't even want to talk anymore. I just wanted to say my piece, and I'm just glad that the Knicks fans showed him last night that we appreciate greatness. The way they cheered him on at the end of that game last night put a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize that he scored his first points in MSG too. So that was extra. Like, man, that guy, he came and showed us a great time every time he was there. I wish our teams were better, but God bless that man, and pray for his family. And this is definitely sad time for the NBA.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. Let me get to another call, man. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's going on, Sam?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good, bro. Regular stuff,
Yeah,
just
man.
Yo, man, I just want to air it out. I want to get it out there, man. I just want to say my best moment for Kobe was, like, you know what I'm saying, when he can't remember what game it was, but when he hit that 3 over Kurt Thomas. Can't remember, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, because I'm trying to go off of the head, just, like, thinking back or whatever, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he hit a big 3 over Kurt Thomas. I can't remember what game it was, though, whatever, but I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. Nah, definitely, man. Definitely. And look, and talking about the Mamba mentality, I obviously I didn't have the name of it, right? Because it's his name. But when he decided that he wasn't going to shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You knew he had a different mentality than everybody else. You knew his personality was just something different. He was going to prove his point to anybody that stepped in his way. It didn't matter who it was.
Yeah, you already know, man. The one thing that I like, though, is that, like, you know what I'm saying, he mirrored his game from MJ or whatever, but, like, that's neither here nor there. But like, you know what I'm saying? The guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the guy, he worked hard, man. He worked hard all of the time to get his craft, you know, jumping off. And that's one thing we always got to respect about that man, was that he worked hard at his craft, man. And that goes for everybody, you know, anybody and everybody out there, man. Like, you know, if you want to do certain things and you want to come up, like, you know, work hard at your craft, man, and just stick with it and do what you do. You know, don't let nobody tell you you can't be whoever it is you want to achieve to be.
That's it, man. That's it right there. That's it.
Word.
Hey, City.
Word. But yo, Sim, I know you gotta get to other people, man. So like, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for taking my call. Thanks for having me on all of the time, every time when I call in. And life is short, brothers. So like, you know, don't ever worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow, man. Always live for today, because you never know when the next day could be your last day.
I feel that, man. I definitely feel that. Appreciate you, man.
For sure.
All right, be
right,
easy,
then,
brother.
man. I'll holler.
All right, peace. Let me get to another call here. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, Simeon. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, it was very sad yesterday. He was a great player, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for his daughter and the other people who died in the crash, too.
Yeah, man. I know.
They weren't supposed to go up there, they said. They told them not to go up in the fog. But I don't know why they did.
You know what happens that, you know well, check this out. And I'm going to keep you on the phone, but I'm going to just ask you to be quiet for 1 second. All right? Because, you know, we might have a little bit of an explanation of why he did. All right? This is Kobe Bryant telling the story on why he flew a private jet. A private helicopter. All right, take a listen to this right here, ladies and gentlemen. This, and then you and I will talk about it afterwards. All right, so listen up.
You know, after school activities, all that fun stuff, even on weekends. But then traffic started getting really, really bad, right? And I was sitting in traffic, and I wound up missing like a school play because I was sitting in traffic, and this thing just kept mounting. I had to figure out a way where I could still train and focus on the craft, but still not compromise family time. And so that's when I looked into helicopters and be able to get down and back in 15 minutes. And that's when it started. And so my routine was always the same. Weights early in the morning, kids to school, fly down, practice like crazy, do my extra work, media, everything I needed to do, fly back, get back in carpool line, pick the kids up. And my wife was like, listen, I can pick them up. I'm like, no. I want to do that because like, you know, you have road trips and times where you don't see your kids, man, you know? So like every chance I get to see them and spend time with them, even if it's 20 minutes in the car, like I want that, you know, after school activities, all that fun stuff.
So you see, the reason that he started using helicopters is because he wanted to be able to, you know, he lived a distance from the Staples Center and training facility. He wanted to be able to get home in enough time so that he can pick up his kids from school, take his kids to school. You know, you heard his routine. Take his kids to school, get the training, do everything he has to do to satisfy the requirements of the NBA, and then get back home so he could pick up his kids and go to school events and those type of things, right? Because he was a family man.
Right. No, I understand that.
Right. And so when you look at that, the reason why he probably was like, listen, we need to go is because he had a commitment, a basketball camp commitment that he was going to. And his, you know, his daughter and one of her teammates and, you know, another coach from the Mamba team, he wanted to fulfill his commitment because he knew how much it meant that he be there at that camp. Right. And, you know, some people might say, well, maybe you should have, you know, held off on the camp, you know, but that's who he is. You know, he made a commitment. He wants to
he
live
liked
up to that
he
commitment.
liked to help the kids. Yeah, he loved kids.
Yeah, you know, he wants to live up to that commitment and make sure that you know, he was doing the things that he's supposed to do. You know.
Yeah, I remember when Thurman Munson died. Same thing, same way.
Yeah.
It was a bad weather situation.
So, you know, it and we're looking at videos now of his daughter. You know, and this is the Mamba, you know, this is the
She's a good player.
Mamba team, and you can see Kobe right there coaching the team. One of those girls could be, you know, I'm not exactly sure which one, could be one of the girls that was you know, on the helicopter.
Yeah, her teammate. Yeah, her teammate was in the.
Yeah, but you know, you're looking at the Mamba team right now.
Did you see what they did in the New York subway for him?
No, I did not. What did they do?
You know where Bryant Park is? The subway. They put Kobe Bryant Park.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Nice.
It was very nice.
That's what's up. But yeah, you're looking at right now. You're looking at the Mamba team where Kobe Bryant was a coach, and you know these are the reasons why he was, you know, taking a jet and doing those things. As you see his daughter,
right?
You know, come down and
it was a pretty big helicopter. They said too. It was pretty big.
Yeah.
That's why they were able to fit like 9 people on there.
Right.
Aria's right there coaching. Yep.
Yep.
And his daughter was a very good player too.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's tough, man. But Bobby, I appreciate you for calling in, man. I'm trying to get as many people as possible so that people can kind of get it off their chest.
Oh yeah,
you
no
know?
problem. Nice talking to you, Simeon.
All right, man.
We'll
Have a
talk
good one.
to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Sorry about the sad news. You're a great guy.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye now.
Later. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that, you know, that's a, you know, just the whole thing with the helicopter, man. That's a touching story as to why he chose to use helicopters. You know, as to why he chose to use helicopters. We get back to Nate. You know, if anybody else wants to give a call, jump into the whereby, feel free. What do you think about that story right there, Nate? You know, that the purpose and the reason why he was using the helicopter.
I mean, so a couple of things make me think about it. First one is just the devotion of a father to be involved in his kid's life, even if it meant to risk, you know, being up in a chopper or something like that and getting to where you need to get to. And then also to the routine of Kobe. Kobe is not one to what's the word I want to use? He's not one to divert from his routine. He's gonna follow his routine. That's the way he's always been. And so I can just picture in my head Sunday, they get notification of something about maybe fog is bad. And Kobe goes like, no, Gianna's going to play in the games. We have people waiting there. We have a whole gym. And they did. They had a whole gym of people waiting. So I guarantee you, Kobe's like, no way in hell are we missing this. Let's go. You know, we've done this 20 million times and we're going to do it. And I'm sure Gianna was the same way. Gianna's like, let's go, you know, because she's like her dad. Just real quick sidebar. I just read this. ESPN reported, forgive me for saying this, but when they found Kobe, Gianna was in his arms. I'm sorry to say that. I'm just it's but that just shows the devotion of Kobe as a father. You know, I mean, he wasn't gonna let her miss that.
Right. And I can imagine that. I imagined that just knowing who Kobe is, that when the helicopter was going down, he probably held his daughter.
Oh,
you know, and that's gut wrenching. That's gut wrenching.
I mean, if there could have been a way that he could have found a way to spare her life, he would have done it. You know, yeah. But you know,
the more and more, we continue to hear about, how everything went down. The it's going to continue to get sadder, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to get easier.
Yeah.
This right here, you can see a video of the camp, when they found out about Kobe and his daughter Gianna. These are everybody that was waiting at the camp.
It was
So
a
when
huge
people-
camp. I mean, they
Yeah.
showed a picture of everybody there just sitting, kneeling. I mean, there was at least about almost 100 people there.
Right.
At least.
And so when people ask, why did he go ahead anyway? That's the reason why. Right? That's the reason why. Because he's got, hundreds of kids. He don't want to let down these kids. Hundreds of kids waiting for him. Right? Hundreds of kids, that can't wait to see Kobe Bryant. Hundreds of kids where, for some of these kids, it could be the highlight of their life.
Yeah.
Right? The day that they got to meet Kobe Bryant.
And that just speaks to who he is as a person. That, even though people had a really tough time with him on the court because, he was always a guy who always wanted the ball in his hands and maybe wasn't seen as the best team player in the world. But the thing about it is that outside of the court, the guy had a heart of gold. I mean, look at all the people he's touched and wide ranges: soccer, baseball, golf. I mean, I've never seen an athlete touch so many people in so many different ways. Heck, the Saudi prince just even tweeted that he appreciated Kobe helping him out, helping his sons out in some basketball thing. I mean, this guy was an ambassador. This guy was an ambassador to the game, and he probably didn't even know he was that. He probably just was being Kobe, sharing his talent, sharing his knowledge. It's amazing. I've in my whole life, I've never seen a player have that kind of impact on so many people. I've never seen that. The only thing I can think of is maybe Jordan might be close to that. But I don't know. I think Kobe might outpass Jordan on that. Because I don't know what all Jordan did. I mean, other than Kobe, I just seem like Kobe was more involved in a lot more things than maybe Jordan was. So, I mean, I would argue that maybe he's probably the most influential athlete of our time.
Oh,
If
he wasn't as a player, he was. He might have been that as an adult. Might have been that as an adult. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is, I'm really hoping that, this can help some people get through it. You know what I mean? And that, people in the chat that's, saying a whole bunch of whatever, please stop. You know what I'm saying? And moderators that's in there, if there's some people that's really talking disrespectful, take them out. You know what I mean? Take them out. Because, this right here is for us to, if you have negative things to say, take it to Twitter, take it someplace else. Don't put it in here. This is for us to, to show. This is a tribute to Kobe, and not just Kobe, but those families who passed away during the helicopter flight.
Sim, I got a question for you.
Yeah, 1 second. Kobe's already a public figure, and his daughter is already a public figure, so I'm not concerned about saying their names, but the other families, I don't know what their wishes are, so that's why I don't, I'm not putting it out there like that. I'm not putting their names out there. Obviously, their names are in the paper and stuff like that, but I don't know. I know if it was me, I may not want my family's name to be out there and things like that until I decided to. So, that's the reason why I'm not really mentioning the other family's name. I will flash some pictures across the screen so we can show respect to them. But their names and stuff like that, if you want to know that, you can look that up yourself. And it's all about me just trying to show some respect to them because, of course, they're in mourning just as much as Kobe's family is hurting. Their families are hurting just as much. Go ahead, Nate.
So right now there is a petition. It's got 1 million signatures and counting to make Kobe the face of the NBA. What are your thoughts on that? Make him the logo, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, if they didn't
I don't
that,
I don't think Jerry West would have a problem with that.
I don't think Jerry West would have a problem with it either. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'd have a problem with it either. You know, I don't have a problem with it at all. I do want to, Jenny, you asked me about Jenny Titus. You asked me about helicopters. What do I feel about helicopters? You know, I've never rode in a helicopter, so I don't know. Clearly, you know, when I look at helicopters and, you know, they're smaller, obviously not as much protection around you, lighter, you know, so I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about them. I probably will still ride in one if the opportunity presented itself. So, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about them. I do have a funny story about a helicopter, though. I was once a director of a Head Start program. Some of you may know what Head Start is. And we took the kids to an airport so they can look at the airplanes and things like that, helicopters. And that the pilot left the key in the ignition of the helicopter, right? And this one kid, he's super inquisitive about everything. He was the kind of kid like I had to be, but when we would go on field trips, I had to be by his side. It so happened that I was not there at this time. I didn't come until it was already going down, right? It was already going down. That's when I came. He actually went into the cockpit and turned on the helicopter, and the propellers start going. I mean, this kid is like 5 years old. You know, and who knows? He might grow up and he might already have that Mamba mentality, that young man. You know what I'm saying? He might already have it. But yeah, that's just a little funny story. Maybe break the ice a little bit, I guess. You know what I mean? But it was funny. You know, we couldn't even get mad at him because the pilot should have never left the keys in the ignition of the helicopter. I mean, what are you thinking about? You got a bunch of 5-year-old kids coming to. But anyway, so I'm not sure what I think about helicopters. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I seen somebody, you know, say that this might be the best podcast that I've done. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully it is. You know what I mean? And if it is, then, you know, obviously Kobe Bryant and the rest of you know, everyone else who was in the airplane deserve it. You know, they deserve it. So it's a tough one for sure, man. And, you know, it's going to continue to be talked about for days and days, and more information will continue to come out about it. And I'm pretty sure, you know, after this, obviously, you know, it's not just going to stop here. You know, this is just one thing that can help us get over it. And then, of course, you know, as we go on and we're talking about the Knicks and stuff like that, and when things happen, we'll talk about those things too. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know, I'm gonna give a couple more minutes to see if anybody else wants to call in before I get out of here. You know, so you can say how you feel about it. Right? You can say how you feel. Nate, anything else you want to add, man? Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad you did this because, I mean, like many people, I was watching TV all Sunday, and I watched literally TV all Monday while I was working. I mean, I felt like I had to watch it. I felt like I had to get it all out. But the thing is that I wanted to talk about it because there were a lot of thoughts racing in my head on Sunday, and I know you had the game Sunday, and so, you know, but I'm glad you did this today, so, you know, I could kind of voice my thoughts on Kobe, because, I mean, like I said, man, I mean, no disrespect to LeBron James, but I grew up watching Kobe. I mean, I was born right around when Jordan was kind of, you know, ending his career. And Kobe is the one I grew up with, and and I love watching the guy. I mean, it's kind of funny. I didn't realize he was so involved outside of basketball until I watched all these excerpts and watched all these things about him. I was like, wow, this guy was like more than just a basketball player. Like I told you in the earlier show, he was a Renaissance man. I mean, the guy did it all. He was a teacher. He was a father. He was a husband. He was an entrepreneur. He was a hell of a basketball player. I mean, he won a Grammy for Dear Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy did it all. I mean, other than coach a team or run a team, he pretty much did it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty much, man. He Kobe, yeah, he pretty much did it all. And the things that he was probably going to do with his life, you know. What can you say? And I'm coming across the screen now. You see the folks in LA mourning outside the Staples Center, dropping off flowers and letters and gifts and things to Kobe and to his family. I'm
really glad that they postponed tomorrow's game, because I just personally think it's just too soon. I mean, if they would have played the game, I don't think LeBron James was going to play. I think he would have been just totally distraught with the whole situation. And I think that the best thing right now is, they have to gather themselves and talk to people and come around, because I guarantee you Kobe was around a lot of the Laker practices. He went to the games. He was more involved than people think. And so it's like losing a family member that you see all the time, and it's not right. It's not the time right now. At least for the Lakers, everybody else has played games, and that's fine. But I just think right now it's just too soon.
I get it.
So I applaud the NBA for postponing that game. I really do.
I get it. I definitely get it. The only thing that I would say about that is, it it can bring I don't want to say closure, right? But it can be a way to help people just everyone comes together and celebrates his life. You know what I mean?
I think it was more the players.
Right. For the players, obviously. Yeah, for the players. I definitely get it.
Kobe Bryant, big man, Pau Gasol.
I definitely get it. You got to give people that time. You got to give people that time to mourn and get over it and feel better. You know what I mean? And when they do play, I'm sure, after a little bit of time, when the Lakers and the Clippers do play, it'll be back at the Staples Center, and, people would have healed, and then they'd really be able to celebrate,
Right.
So, probably, it was a very good move. When we think about it, probably is a very good move. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tough show. It's been a tough show. When you're looking at everything and all of that, it's been a really tough show. But I think it had to be done, and it's good for us to be able to get it out, and then we can move on. As we're not gonna totally move on. You know what I mean? We're gonna have times where we talk about it, of course, right? But we can we can move on. You know what I mean? And let everybody heal. So I want to give a shout out to the Knicks Fix. Thank you for the super chat. You said Kobe taught me imagination, curiosity, and hard work. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. If we need to do this again, we can do it again. The Public Enemy, thank you for deleting anything negative, man. Quiet money, everybody. Thank you for deleting anything negative. We don't need no negativity going around in this chat right now. You know what I'm saying? But I am gonna head out, right? And I'm gonna end the same way that I started, with the little tribute that we had to Kobe. You know, we're gonna end with that. You know, and then I'll be out, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a great rest of your evening. I will be on tomorrow to do a game preview, so I'll see you then. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, be peaceful. All right? Enjoy your time with your loved ones and your family and all of that. Okay? Nate, anything you want to say to get us out of here?
Yeah, I mean, man, you said it pretty much. I mean, this was a tragedy that affected a lot of families, and it just shows the importance that you gotta love your loved ones every day. Tell them you love them, because you just don't know if you're gonna see them that night or the next day. And I think Jay Williams said it best, man. If you've got stuff or beef with people, and just squash it. It's not worth it. You want to be clear-minded. If something was to happen, you don't want to live with regret. And just take from what Kobe has said about the Mamba mentality, man. I challenge everybody on this chat and all throughout the world. Let's all develop the Mamba mentality. Let's all be better people. I mean, the worst you could do is exceed what you've thought about yourself. And that's what Kobe wants. Kobe wants everybody to be better. I mean, that's why he's inspired so many people to be great. Let's all be great. Let's all be the best we can be, and the good people we are, and just do it. Just make that part of your goal going forward in life.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Looks like we got another visitor, so I guess I'll let him get a word in real quick. Darley, I'm gonna let you get a word in. I am getting ready to head off though, but I'll let you get your word in real quick, and then I'm out of here.
Hey, what's up? Yo, man, I spent the whole day yesterday crying. And it's part of today too. Kobe, to me, that was my Jordan. Like I was born 95, so like I really didn't live that Jordan era that everyone talks about. I don't really know about that. I know his greatness, but Kobe to me was Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just felt surreal. Like I woke up this morning and all of a sudden, that morning, and my friend's calling me. He's like, Kobe's dead. I'm like, what? Nah, you're lying. Like, don't play like that. But like,
yeah,
man, it's one of the toughest things that because it's a celebrity. You would think like it wouldn't have a personal impact, but it definitely did. And I never cried for a celebrity before, but this was like one of those where like I really felt that like it's Kobe, bro. Like Kobe dead? Nah, that doesn't even sound right. It really doesn't. Like
right about that, man.
Yeah,
right about that. But Darley, thank you for jumping on the last minute, man.
Yeah.
If you got a couple
Rest in
minutes
peace,
afterwards
Kobe,
and you
man.
want to talk, man, I got a couple of minutes afterwards, but I'm gonna head out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Be easy, rest easy, okay, and enjoy your time with your loved ones. Just take the time to do it, man. I've had people text me or message me, just to say I love you or I appreciate you. A lot of you guys have done the same thing. You guys do it every chat, so I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you guys for being here, and just being able to rock with me. And that was the thing. That was the reason why I didn't even stream last night. I just wanted to enjoy my time with my daughter and the people that was there with me, the people that was around me. Just enjoy, take some pictures and watch the game and stuff like that. It was the moment. The moment was right. But I'm out of here, folks, and I'll let you go out with the Kobe tribute video. Peace.
Be yourself. That's it. Be you. Be you. There's no gimmick. There's no You don't have to contrive anything. Who are you? Where are you today? What is your story? Where does that come from?
The most important thing is you must put everybody on notice that you're here and you're for real. I'm not a player that's just gonna come and go. I'm not a player that's gonna make an all-star team 1 time, 2 times. I'm here to be an all-time great. No, it's funny, like to me, the mentality is a really simple one in the sense that the confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing. You know, right? And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before. So what's one more time?
Michael's a great basketball player, but I'm Kobe Bryant. The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is to understand that these things are possible. You know, like you don't want to ever limit your imagination or limit what's possible because people may think you're crazy, right? But if us as athletes don't think that it's possible to do these things, how in the world can we inspire people?
Have you ever questioned your ability?
No, not from a physical standpoint. From a physical standpoint, I felt like I could always do what I wanted to do. Mentally, I've questioned it in terms of how am I going to get these guys on the same page? How am I going to lead these guys and make sure we get to that next level? That's always been the thing that I've questioned with myself is can I motivate these guys and carry them to winning the championship?
When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves.
I remember what Babe Ruth said. He swings big and he misses big. Same thing with me. I have no fear whatsoever.
Man, because I think the greatest fear that we face is ourselves, actually. You know, I think it's not anything that's external or anything that's superficial. I think the greatest fear you face is yourself, because you know we all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have, and it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself, right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
If there's an element of doubt as far as my game goes and being old age or something like that, I don't think that holds any value. You know, the fact that I was playing my best basketball before I got hurt. The injury is the thing, right? So we just have to see who's right.
You're going to show up to play, and you're going to lollygag through this scrimmage, through this drill. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice. You know, and
I had to separate myself. Because going through that time, it felt like there's so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things. So I created the Black Mamba. So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on the court and does what he does. Fuck everyone. I'm destroying everybody that step on the court.
An 18-time All-Star, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a 5-time NBA champion, Kobe had a multitude of iconic moments here at Madison Square Garden, including setting a then Madison Square Garden record of 61 points in 2009. And tonight, we remember the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant and join the Los Angeles Lakers, the Buss family, and the entire basketball world in mourning his passing. Please join us in a moment of silence in honor of number 24, Kobe Bryant. Thank you.